So I was just thinking about the Ukraine situation and whether it's possible. So, my question is, what are the implications for the Ukrainian people if they were to just allow the Russian government to come in and annex the country? And I mean, what would Russia be doing differently than the Ukrainian government currently is doing? I understand that I guess I don't know if the Ukrainian government is democratic and the Russian government is uh, basically a dictatorship, but today the Ukrainian government forbid any of its civilians from leaving the country, and they conscripted them to fight. So they're taking the choice away from the people, whether they want to defend their country or whether they want to just become part of Russia, which seems to be working for the Russian people. I mean, Russian people are allowed to leave Russia, from what I understand. So whoever's there has chosen to stay, right? I mean, I hear people all the time who left Russia in the United States. Lex Friedman, I don't think he fled. I don't think they were trying to keep him there. I think he just decided to immigrate, and they allowed that. So why are the Ukrainian people so concerned about what government takes their money? What government tells them what they must do and what they can't do? Do they think they'll have more freedom under the Ukrainian government than they'll have under the Russian government? I don't know. These are all. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have more freedom under the Ukrainian government than they would under the Russian government. I mean, that's a good reason to fight, I guess. But when they tell you that you have to fight and that you can't leave, you can't seek refuge, then that sounds a lot like a dictatorship to me. The entire advantage of the democratic process is that you get to choose what type of government you have. You get to choose what you do or what you don't do. I mean, I don't really actually believe that, but that's the narrative anyway. I personally believe that democracy can be as oppressive as a dictatorship, depending on who is in power. But like, I wish somebody would address this, someone who knows, who could answer these questions for me. Like, why not just submit to the Russian government without bloodshed? Because I don't believe that in the end that the Ukraine is going to be victorious. I mean, they might if the United States gets involved, if China, or I mean, China's going to be on Russia's side, but if the UN gets involved and stuff, it could become, they could end up winning, but at what cost? At how much bloodshed? And they're choosing to take the road of bloodshed instead of submission. Now, people in the United States, I mean, I make the point all the time that I did not agree to be ruled by these people in the United States government. They're just people just like me. I was born here. I have the right to live here. Um, and I don't have any moral obligation to submit to the rules and taxation of the United States government, but they have force. That's what they have. They have enough force to make me do what they want me to do. So, what good is the democratic process to me when the majority, the democratically elected representatives, so to speak, so-called, they don't represent me, but they're more oppressive, or I mean, on a personal basis, I have friends in Mexico, and they say, personally, you're much more free in Mexico than you are in the United States. You may have more economic opportunity in the United States, but that doesn't equal freedom. Because if I'm free, then I'll just tell them to fuck off. When they come try to take my money for taxes, I'll just tell them to fuck off. I'm free, man. I don't have to pay you. But they ride around in their patrol cars, and they try to force me to conform to their ideas and their laws, and I'm not free to do what I want. I'm free to do what they want. If I step out of the line in any way, there's strict controls. There are strict controls to get me back in line, to make me wear my seatbelt, to make me drive exactly the speed that they have prescribed, which are mostly nonsensical and just arbitrary. You got to have the right papers if you want to even live. You got, if you want to drive, if you want to have a job, if you want to do anything, you got to have permission from the government. That's not freedom. So personally, I don't know how it would be worse if the United States was annexed by another country and it was just a different government taxing me and a different government controlling me. For the most part, any other government in the world is going to be less controlling than the United States government. So what is really the problem? I'm fully open to the idea that there is a problem with annexation. I just don't know what it is. I mean, you can hardly trust any news source, any outlet to really tell you what's going on. But I just don't know what to believe. I don't know what is really going on in Ukraine. I was actually looking the other day. I was going to look at Ukraine's tax, their tax rates, their laws and stuff. I got pretty annoyed. You can't search Ukraine at all without finding just current things about the Ukraine conflict. But I just wonder, how free are the Ukrainians compared to the Russian people. I mean, obviously they have some, you know, economic prosperity. They seem to be a more economically prosperous nation than Russia. I can't tell for sure. But all that means, so I think it was Lou Rockwell said, predation must always necessarily follow production. And that means that if a government understands this, then they will allow people to keep a larger percent of their earnings, and that drives people to earn more. If you take more, it stifles people's drive to earn and create. So the fact that they have more economic prosperity does not actually equal more freedom. They may earn a larger percent so that the government can take a larger percent. But, or the government, I should say the government may take a smaller percent in order to cause them to earn more, and they'll receive more tax revenue in the end because of that. But it sure would be nice if there was a trusted news outlet. The internet, I mean, you can find stuff on the internet, but and that's fine, really, I guess, but there, a news station, a news program that has dedicated paid employees who go to these places would be better if they were trustworthy. But that's just what I was thinking about just now, and I thought I'd just put it on here. Probably nobody will watch this, but who cares? It's I guess it's just more for myself anyway. Something to think about.